chosen one. Pause right here. This Monday is not like any other Monday. Heaven has interrupted your scrolling, your routine, even the rhythm of your own thoughts to whisper a truth you cannot ignore. This is the day where the unveiling begins. This is the moment you finally see yourself, not through the blurry mirror of past pain or others' opinions, but through the blazing clarity of God's eyes. You are not here by coincidence. You are here because you are chosen. For too long you have been told you were ordinary. For too long you believed the weight you carried was just a punishment, a random series of hardships with no purpose. But hear me, nothing about you is random. The very struggles that tried to break you were actually sharpening you. Every sleepless night was building endurance. Every rejection was chiseling your identity. Every tear you shed in silence was recorded in heaven. Proof that you endured when others would have given up. Stop and listen. Because this Monday is a marker. It is the day where heaven declares over you, you are more than what you've been through. You are more than the labels others have put on you. You are the one who survived the storm that was designed to bury you. And not only did you survive, you are about to rise in the strength of who you truly are. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Chosen one. This word is alive in you today. You are not meant to blend into the crowd, not meant to live invisible, not meant to silence your fire. You are light, and that light exposes darkness the moment you step forward. This Monday is heaven's reminder, you cannot hide anymore. The world will see the radiance that God himself placed inside you. And now, the shadows are breaking. The valley is giving way to light. You are not just walking out of trials, you are walking into destiny. You will not be known by what hurt you. You will be known by the strength you carry, the wisdom you've gained, and the fire that refuses to go out. This Monday, everything shifts. You begin to see yourself not as weak, not as overlooked, but as the chosen one, the one hand-picked to rise above what crushed others. The fear that once controlled you is losing its grip. The shame that once silenced you is being burned away. The confusion that clouded your mind is being replaced with clarity. This is who you truly are, unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. I need you to hear this with urgency. You cannot keep doubting yourself. Heaven is pulling back the veil. The true you is being revealed, and the world will no longer see a fragmented, broken version. They will see the divine original. You were never meant to blend in. You were always meant to carry light so strong that it disrupts darkness the moment you walk into a room. Chosen one. Take this personally. Your very existence is proof that God's hand is still moving in the earth. You survived what you thought would kill you, and that survival has unlocked your assignment. You are not here just to exist. You are here to shake foundations, to break generational chains, to carry hope where hope has died. This Monday is a threshold. Step over it with confidence. Say within yourself, I am ready to see the real me. Because once you see it, there is no going back. Once you recognize the fire in your spirit, you will never again live as if you are ordinary. Listen carefully. Heaven did not bring you to this message by accident. Your spirit was pulled here because something in you already knows the truth. And the truth is, you are about to rise. You are about to walk in authority. You are about to see that everything you carried was not wasted. It was preparation for this unveiling. This Monday, let heaven and earth witness your shift. Declare it, own it, walk in it. And if your spirit is stirred right now, if you feel the weight of this word in your chest, don't hold it in. Share it. Speak it. Let the world know you have seen your reflection in God's eyes, and it is glorious. If this message resonates, don't keep it to yourself. Like this word, share it so another chosen one can rise. And subscribe to stay connected, because the unveiling has only just begun. Now, comment the number 111 below as a prophetic sign that you are stepping into alignment this Monday, declaring, I receive my unveiling. Chosen one, lean in closely. This journey is not only about what is ahead, but about what you have endured to reach this very place. The unveiling of your true self cannot be complete without first acknowledging the weight you have carried. For years, you walked under a load few could see, a heaviness that pressed upon your spirit when others thought you were fine. You smiled when inside your heart was weary. You kept moving forward while secretly feeling like the ground beneath you could crumble at any moment. This Monday does not just reveal who you are becoming, it reveals the value of every tear, every prayer, every battle that brought you here. The pain was not wasted. The loneliness was not meaningless. The sleepless nights you endured were forging something eternal in you. When others left you, mocked you, or failed to understand you, God was still writing his story. And though you could not see it in the moment, every burden carried a hidden purpose. The Spirit spoke through the Apostle Paul in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that outweighs them all. Chosen one, let those words rest on your spirit. What felt unbearable, heaven calls light and momentary, not because it was small, but because it is nothing compared to the weight of glory being birthed in you. The nights you thought would never end are now a testimony. The struggles that nearly crushed you have only made you stronger, sharper, and more prepared for the unveiling of your divine identity. Do not despise the weight you carried, because that weight was your training ground. Others may not know what it cost you to smile, to show up, to keep believing when you wanted to quit. But heaven knows. And now the unveiling begins with this truth. Every hidden sacrifice, every silent endurance, every step forward in faith has prepared you for this very moment. Think of it. How many times did you want to give up? How many times did you think you were too broken to continue? Yet here you are. That alone is evidence that God's hand has been on you the entire time. You are not here by accident. You are here because you endured. You are here because the weight, though heavy, did not destroy you. Instead, it shaped you into a vessel that can now carry glory. Chosen one, hear this carefully. What once felt like chains is now becoming your crown. The heaviness of yesterday is being transformed into the strength of tomorrow. Every scar becomes a mark of authority. Every battle survived becomes a weapon in your hand. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by what you carried through the fire and still emerged standing. And this Monday, the shift begins. The weight you carried was not just for you, it was to prepare you to lift others. You will speak life where others feel hopeless, because you know what despair feels like. You will bring comfort where others feel unseen, because you know the pain of being misunderstood. You will lead others through storms, because you yourself survived storms that were meant to drown you. Look back for a moment, not with regret, but with recognition. Do you see it now? The times you were alone were moments of refinement. The nights you cried in silence were moments when heaven was closer than you realized. The struggles that nobody else noticed were actually the chisels shaping you into the chosen one you are today. Do not minimize your journey. The unveiling of your true self is not a sudden miracle. It is the fruit of years of endurance. You are proof that what was meant to destroy you cannot stop you. You are proof that weight can be turned into wings and ashes into authority. Chosen one. This is why you feel different. This is why you never fit into the mold others tried to press you into. The weight you carried has separated you, marked you, distinguished you. And this Monday, the world begins to see not the struggle, but the strength, not the tears, but the testimony, not the burden, but the glory it produced. So breathe deeply. The heaviness is lifting. You are stepping into lightness not because the weight was imaginary, but because it has served its purpose. Heaven has seen it all. And now heaven says, the unveiling continues. You are rising. You are becoming. You are walking into the fullness of who you always were. And the weight that once bent your back will now become the story that strengthens others. Chosen one. Never forget, the burden was real, but the glory is greater. Chosen one. Now you must understand something deeper. You have always been marked. From the beginning, you were set apart. That is why you never quite blended in, why certain environments felt uncomfortable, why you could not conform, even when you tried. Others may have misunderstood this difference, but heaven calls it your seal. It is the evidence that you are not common, that you carry an identity rooted in the eternal. From your childhood, there were signs, the moments where you were spared, the way your inner sense of justice burned stronger than those around you, the unusual resilience you carried through trials. These were not coincidences. They were signals that heaven had written something unique on your life. You were marked before you even knew you were chosen. And here lies the mystery. Being set apart is not always celebrated. Often it comes with loneliness, misunderstanding, and rejection. People may have called you strange, intense, or too much. But this was not punishment, it was preservation. God has been protecting you from becoming ordinary because your assignment is extraordinary. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5. Now if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession. Chosen one. This is what you are, a treasured possession. You are marked not by human approval, but by divine selection. That is why certain doors closed when you begged them to stay open. That is why certain relationships ended before you understood why. Heaven was guarding you. You were too valuable to be mishandled, too rare to be wasted in places that could not carry your worth. Think about it. You survived things others didn't. You walked through fire and came out refined. You endured storms that should have drowned you. Yet, you emerged stronger. Why? Because the mark on you would not let you be destroyed. You are set apart, not for comfort, but for calling. And now, as this Monday unfolds, the unveiling continues. The mark becomes visible. The uniqueness you once hid is now your crown. The difference you once questioned is now your evidence. No one else can carry what you carry. No one else can walk the exact path marked out for you. This marking is why darkness fought you so hard. The enemy saw your seal before you did. That is why attacks came early. Why battles felt relentless. Why rejection stung so deep. But the truth is this: the enemy only fights what he fears. And he fears the chosen ones because they carry a light that cannot be extinguished. Chosen one, lean into this truth. Your set-apartness is not a burden. It is your honor. You have been sanctified, refined, and appointed. And this week is where you start to walk in that confidence, no longer questioning your difference, but embracing it fully. You might still ask, why me? The answer is simple: because heaven trusted you with it. Heaven saw in you what others overlooked. Heaven placed in you a resilience, a fire, a calling that cannot be replicated. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are a marked one, a living testimony that God raises vessels of power out of pain, of purpose out of brokenness. Chosen one. Now, it is your moment to declare it openly, to no longer shrink back, to stand tall in your identity. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone, for not everyone can comprehend the weight of your mark. But you can live boldly, knowing you were created with intention and chosen with precision. Pause here. Let this truth settle. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are chosen, set apart, treasured, and marked for such a time as this. And now, I want you to anchor this word into your spirit. Type these words in the comments. I am marked. Why? Because when you declare it, you break off the lie that you are ordinary. When you write it, you align with what heaven has already spoken over your life. It is more than a comment. It is a prophetic act, a seal of agreement that you recognize the difference you carry and you refuse to apologize for it. I am marked. That is not arrogance. That is truth. It is not about superiority. It is about stewardship. You are simply acknowledging that God's hand rests upon you in a way that demands your obedience and your courage. Chosen one. The unveiling continues. The world will soon see the evidence of what heaven has always known about you. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are marked. Chosen one. If you have ever wondered why life seemed to attack you with such intensity, the answer is hidden in plain sight. Darkness only wars against what threatens it. You may have thought you were weak, small, or insignificant. But every battle you faced was evidence of how great a threat you truly are. The enemy saw what was placed inside of you long before you did. And that is why the storms rose against you. You see, the attacks were not random. They were intentional. The betrayals, the losses, the delays, they were all targeted. Strikes against the destiny written over your life. Darkness tried to silence your voice before it carried weight. It tried to suffocate your hope before you realized your authority. It tried to wound your heart so deeply that you would never dare to rise. But here you are, still standing, which proves that every plan of the enemy has already failed. Understand this: opposition is confirmation. If there was nothing powerful in you, there would have been no reason for such relentless warfare. The rejection you faced was not because you lacked worth, but because you carried too much. The betrayals were not because you were unlovable, but because you were surrounded by those who could not handle the light within you. The delays were not a sign of abandonment. but a strategy to test your faith until the right time. As the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Chosen one, let this verse open your eyes. Your battle was never really with people. It was never about those who hurt you, rejected you, or opposed you. It was spiritual. The real fight has always been between the light you carry and the darkness that fears its exposure. When you understand this, you stop wasting energy on bitterness and realize your presence itself is warfare. This is why your life felt heavier than others. While others seemed to move with ease, you were always in the middle of conflict. It wasn't because you were cursed, it was because you were chosen. The enemy had to invest more in trying to derail you because of the calling on your life. Yet every time, by grace, you rose again. That resilience is not ordinary. It is the mark of someone destined for glory. Think about the times you felt surrounded by defeat. The moments where quitting seemed easier than continuing. And yet, something inside you whispered, "Keep going." That whisper was the Spirit of God sustaining you. That whisper was heaven's reminder that the war was real, but so was your victory. You were never abandoned in battle. You were being trained. The opposition you faced has sharpened your discernment. You now recognize deception faster. You feel the shift in atmospheres when something is off. You are more alert, more aware, more attuned to the spiritual realities around you. This is not paranoia, it is preparation. The chosen ones are forged in fire, and you are proof of that refining. Understand this too. Every scar you carry is not a sign of defeat, but of survival. Scars are proof that the wound did not win. They are reminders that you endured what tried to destroy you. And in the kingdom of heaven, scars are marks of honor, badges of victory that testify you have been through war and still carry light. Chosen one, don't you see? The warfare was not meant to kill you. It was meant to reveal you. If the attacks came before the unveiling, it means the unveiling is near. If the enemy invested so much energy into trying to stop you, it is because what is ahead of you is powerful beyond comprehension. You are not rising by accident. You are rising because every battle confirmed that your calling could not be silenced. So this Monday, take courage. Lift your head. Look back at all the battles you thought would be the end of you. Then realize they were actually the making of you. Every time you pressed through, every time you refused to quit, every time you chose faith over despair, you were proving that you are unstoppable. Chosen one. Heaven celebrates what you could not yet see. The opposition was loud, but your victory is louder. The darkness was fierce, but your light is fiercer still. And now the unveiling continues. You are not the broken one, not the defeated one, but the warrior who carries scars as proof of triumph. Remember this truth: the fiercer the fight, the greater the calling. And if your battles have been great, it is because your destiny is greater still. Chosen one, listen carefully. Crowns are never handed to those who never carried weight. Crowns are forged in the fires of testing, polished by tears, and fitted to those who chose endurance over escape. This Monday is not only about surviving, it is about stepping into the season where the crown is revealed. You have been carrying burdens like a laborer, but you are about to walk like royalty. Think of the seed buried underground. For months, it feels like death, dark, pressed down, unseen. But the pressure is not the end. It is the beginning. At the appointed time, the soil cracks, and what was hidden breaks forth into life. That is you. Your crown has been hidden, forming in secret. This Monday, the soil is breaking, and your true identity begins to emerge. We are reminded through the writings of James in his letter, chapter 1, verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Chosen one. This verse is not distant. It is alive in you. You stood the test. You endured when it would have been easier to quit. And now heaven whispers, the crown is waiting. It is not just a crown for eternity, it is a crown of authority here and now. A visible mark that you are stepping into the fullness of your calling. Picture yourself as a runner in a marathon. The path was long, uphill, full of obstacles, but you never stopped moving your feet. You may not have been the fastest, you may have stumbled along the way, but you did not give up. And at the finish line waits a crown, not only as a reward, but as recognition of who you have become through the journey. Or imagine gold refined in fire. At first, the heat seems unbearable, the flames relentless. But the purpose of the fire is not to destroy it, is to burn away what does not belong. What emerges from the furnace is not weaker, but purer, stronger, more radiant. That is you. The fire you endured has not taken away your worth, it has revealed it. Your crown shines brighter because of the fire you passed through. And now, chosen one, I want to speak to your heart with honesty. If these words have resonated with you, if you have felt the weight, seen the fire, carried the burden, and now sense the shift, then don't keep it to yourself. Just as light cannot be hidden under a bowl, this message too is meant to shine further. Share it. Pass it forward. Let it reach another chosen one who needs to know their crown is near. When you like and share, you are not just clicking a button, you are holding up a torch. You are saying, "This word matters. This truth must be heard." You are joining in the work of heaven by letting someone else feel the weight lift off their shoulders. And when you subscribe, it is not about numbers, it is about staying connected, staying reminded, staying in the flow of these words until your spirit is fully aligned with your destiny. Think of it this way: when you water a plant, the roots grow deeper, stronger, steadier. That is what happens when you stay connected. Each time you return, each time you listen, each time you open your spirit to truth, your roots in faith grow deeper. You become harder to shake, harder to break, harder to uproot. And that crown, it rests more securely on a head that knows its roots are firm. Chosen one, you are standing at a threshold. You are no longer who you were yesterday. This Monday is not just another page on the calendar, it is a shift in your story. You are crowned, not with the applause of people, but with the recognition of heaven. And the evidence of that crown will show in how you walk, how you speak, how you carry yourself in the days ahead. So let the crown sit upon you with humility and with boldness. Humility, because it was grace that carried you here. Boldness, because heaven trusted you to endure what others could not. This crown is not only a symbol of victory, It is a mantle of responsibility. You will walk differently, speak differently, shine differently, because you are no longer just a survivor. You are royalty, chosen one. If your heart has been stirred, let this word not stop with you. Share it forward like bread placed in the hands of the hungry. Press it like seed into the soil of someone else's life. And keep walking with me in this journey, because crowns are only the beginning of what heaven is about to release into your story. Chosen one, you have looked into the mirror of your own life and often struggled to recognize the reflection staring back. For so long, you saw only what others said about you, the criticisms, the labels, the misunderstandings. But this Monday is different. This Monday, heaven holds up a mirror not of distortion, but of truth. And in it, you begin to see yourself as heaven already sees you. When you glimpse through heaven's mirror, you notice something shifts. The shame that once clouded your vision begins to fade. The mistakes that tried to define you no longer hold power. The insecurities that weighed on your mind start to dissolve. You are no longer staring at a fractured image. You are seeing the reflection of a child of light. Avarior, a vessel of glory. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 18, and we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. Chosen one, this is your unveiling. You are being transformed slowly, steadily, gloriously into the image of the one who chose you. The reflection you see today is not final. It is unfolding. You are moving from glory to greater glory, each season peeling away another veil, until the radiance within you matches the radiance of heaven. It is no accident that mirrors are so often associated with truth. A mirror shows you what is really there, not what you imagine. Heaven's mirror does the same. It reveals the divine imprint within you. You were not created to see yourself as broken, forgotten, or ordinary. You were created to see yourself as chosen, beloved, radiant, and crowned. But here is the danger. Too many times, you have stared into the wrong mirrors. You looked at the mirror of comparison and believed you were not enough. You gazed into the mirror of past mistakes and thought your story was finished. You listened to the mirror of people's opinions and assumed their words were truth. Those mirrors lied to you. This Monday, heaven shatters them and places in your hands the true mirror of identity. Chosen one. Imagine this, a jewel covered in mud. At first glance, it looks worthless, dirty, unremarkable. But when the mud is washed away, the brilliance of the jewel shines, commanding value and attention. That jewel is you. The mud of rejection, fear, and doubt has been washed away. And now the radiance of your true self begins to shine without apology. Do not fear this unveiling. Some will not recognize you. Some will wonder why you carry such confidence, why you no longer bow to the weight of their words. That is because they were used to the old reflection, the distorted mirror, but you are no longer bound to that image. You have been freed to see yourself as you were always meant to be whole, chosen, and radiant. Chosen one. I want you to make a prophetic declaration right now. Anchor this word in your spirit by typing in the comments 444. Why this number? Because it represents stability, a firm foundation, the building of something that cannot be shaken. When you type it, you are declaring that your identity is no longer shifting with the opinions of others. You are rooted, you are grounded, you are stable in who God says you are. 444 is not just a number, it is your statement of faith. It means you are refusing to return to distorted mirrors. It means you are claiming your rightful image, the reflection that heaven sees. And each time your eyes are tempted to drift back to old lies, let 444 remind you that you are unshakable in your true identity. Chosen one. Breathe this in. You are beautiful. Not because of what the world says, but because of what heaven declares. You are powerful. Not because of what you achieved, but because of what God placed within you. You are chosen, not by accident, but by divine design. This unveiling is not temporary, it is permanent. So, stand tall. Lift your head. Look into the true mirror this Monday, and let your reflection ignite courage in your soul. You are being revealed. You are being transformed. You are stepping into your true identity. And nothing, no voice, no opinion, no past mistake can steal that away. Chosen one. Never again will you see yourself as less. This Monday, you see what heaven sees, and what heaven sees is glorious. Chosen one. Every story of transformation begins with ashes. The ashes represent the seasons of loss, the chapters of grief, the remnants of things you thought would last but were taken from you. You know what it feels like to sit in silence, surrounded by fragments of what once was. You know what it feels like to wonder if beauty could ever rise from what burned away. Yet here is the mystery of your life. Ashes are not your ending. They are the soil from which authority grows. The very places you thought marked your defeat have become the foundation of your strength. Every no that crushed you, every door that shut in your face, every betrayal that cut your heart, those ashes are not wasted. They are the material heaven uses to build authority in you. We are reminded through the writings of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. Chosen one. Do you see it? The ashes were never meant to be permanent. They were temporary coverings for the beauty, joy, and praise that were waiting to be revealed. The mourning did not define you, it refined you. The despair did not chain you, it pressed you into a deeper place of reliance on heaven's strength. You are stepping into the authority that rises from ashes. Authority does not come cheaply. It is not inherited by convenience, it is forged in fire. Those who carry true authority are those who have walked through valleys, faced storms, and endured loss, yet still choose to stand. That is you. The scars you carry have become your credentials. The wounds that healed have become the testimony that darkness could not destroy you. Authority is different from power. Power can be seized, displayed, or flaunted. But authority is recognized. Authority is not just what you declare with your lips, it is what emanates from your life. And the authority rising in you now is unshakable because it was birthed in fire. You are not speaking from theory, you are speaking from survival, from endurance, from experience. That is why your words will carry weight, why your presence will shift atmospheres, why your light cannot be ignored. Chosen one. Think about the phoenix, that mythical bird known for rising from its own ashes. Its story is not just about survival, it is about transformation. It is not the same creature it once was. It emerges stronger, brighter, more glorious. In the same way, you are not emerging as the same person who walked into the fire. You are stepping out refined, purified, and crowned with authority that others cannot deny. The beauty of authority born from ashes is that it cannot be faked. It is authentic. People may mimic the appearance of strength, but when storms come, only those with true authority remain unshaken. You, chosen one, have walked through storms that proved your foundation. You have endured nights that proved your faith. You have carried burdens that proved your resilience. And now, you carry an authority that others will recognize even before you speak. This authority will not only change your life, it will impact others. People will be drawn to you, not because of perfection, but because of authenticity. They will see in you someone who knows the weight of ashes, but also the triumph of rising. Your testimony will unlock hope in those who thought their story was finished. Your scars will give others permission to believe in healing. Your survival will light the way for those still trapped in fire. Chosen one, never again look at your ashes with shame. They are proof of endurance, evidence that you passed through fire and came out alive. They are reminders of a story that darkness tried to end, but heaven rewrote. Your ashes have become the foundation of your authority. And from this Monday forward, you are stepping into that role fully. Do not fear what others think. Some may only remember your ashes. The season when you looked broken, the time when you were down. Let them remember. Their memory does not limit your destiny. What matters is how heaven sees you now crowned, anointed, radiant, and carrying authority that was paid for in full through your perseverance. Chosen one, let this truth settle deep. Your ashes are not wasted. They are transformed. They are the proof that God takes what was meant for destruction and turns it into glory. From now on, walk boldly, for your authority has been birthed. The fire could not consume you. The ashes could not bury you. And now you rise, clothed in beauty, crowned with authority, unstoppable in your purpose. Chosen one, silence has often been your companion. There were seasons when you prayed and heard no answer, when you sought direction and the heavens felt still. You wondered if you were forgotten, if perhaps your cries had been lost in the air. That silence weighed heavily, making you question your worth, your path, and your place. But hear me, the silence was never abandonment, it was training. Silence is not empty, it is full of lessons. In the stillness, your spirit was being sharpened. In the quiet, your roots were digging deeper. When it felt like heaven had stepped back, heaven was actually preparing you to carry more than you thought you could bear. You were learning to endure without constant reassurance, to walk by faith when feelings failed, to keep moving forward even when the map was hidden. The ancient words recorded in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 26, remind us, it is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Chosen one. You see it now. Waiting quietly was not a punishment. It was shaping your character. It was instilling in you a patience that cannot be shaken, a trust that goes beyond circumstances, a reliance on God that is not dependent on signs or noise. This training has given you something many lack: the ability to remain steadfast when others fall away. Think of a tree planted by rivers of water. In seasons of drought, when the ground above looks cracked and lifeless, the tree survives because its roots have stretched deeper, unseen, into hidden waters. That is you. The silence forced your roots to grow deeper into faith, so that now you stand strong even when the surface looks barren. The quiet seasons also stripped away distractions, when the voices of people grew silent, when friends walked away, when encouragement disappeared. You were forced to face yourself, and more importantly, to face God without filters. That intimacy built in silence is something that will sustain you in the noise of tomorrow. What you learned when no one was watching is what will hold you when all eyes are on you. Chosen one. Recognize the discipline that silence taught you. It taught you to listen, not with ears alone, but with your spirit. It taught you to discern the whisper beneath the noise, to feel the nudge of God's hand, even when His voice was hidden. It taught you resilience, because only those who can endure silence without breaking can be trusted with sound that shakes nations. Consider also the craftsman working in secret. When an artist sculpts, the first strokes are hidden from the public eye. The process is long, quiet, unseen. Only when the masterpiece is ready does the covering come off for others to marvel. That was your season. You were being sculpted in silence. The world may not have applauded you then, but heaven was preparing to unveil the masterpiece. Now, you can understand why you felt isolated at times. Isolation was not rejection, it was protection. If your growth had been too visible too soon, others may have interfered, criticized, or pulled you off course. Silence kept you hidden until the right time. And now, the unveiling begins with a depth that could not have been forged any other way. Chosen one. Do not resent the seasons when you felt unseen. They were building you, layer by layer, into the person you are now becoming. You are stronger because of them. You are wiser because of them. And when the noise of destiny surrounds you, you will not be easily swayed, because you learned how to be steady in silence. This Monday is a reminder that nothing was wasted. Even the silence was sacred. It was teaching you how to trust the unseen hand, how to rest in the unseen plan, how to endure with unseen strength. Now, as you step forward, that training will set you apart. Others may panic when heaven seems quiet, but not you. You will stand still, knowing that silence is not absence but preparation. You will wait with peace, knowing that the unseen is often the most powerful. You will move with assurance, knowing that your roots have already dug deep enough to withstand the storms. Chosen one. Carry this truth in your spirit. Silence was not your enemy, it was your tutor. And now that the lessons are complete, you step forward with a quiet confidence that speaks louder than any noise. Chosen one. The moment is here. The veils that once clouded your vision are falling away. The doubts that blurred your reflection are dissolving. This Monday does not just hint at change, it reveals it. For the first time, you are seeing your true self emerge without disguise, without distortion, without apology. For years you wrestled with questions: who am I really? What is my purpose? Why do I feel so different? Those questions were not signs of confusion, they were the stirrings of your destiny. Every time you felt out of place, every time you sensed a longing for something more, it was evidence that the true you was hidden just beneath the surface. waiting for this unveiling. As the Apostle Paul declared in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 19, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." Chosen one. This unveiling is bigger than you. Creation itself is waiting for you to step fully into who you are. The world groans for light bearers, for truth carriers, for chosen ones who refuse to hide. When you rise, you do not rise alone. You carry with you the ripple of hope, the promise of breakthrough for those who are still searching. Think of a caterpillar inside its cocoon. For so long, it looks dormant, lifeless, hidden. But deep within, transformation is taking place. When the cocoon finally breaks, a creature, unlike the one that entered, emerges stronger, freer, radiant with wings. That is you, chosen one. The cocoon of your past is breaking, and the butterfly of your true identity is taking flight. But understand this: emerging into your true self is not always comfortable. Some will not recognize you. Some will try to remind you of your cocoon, of who you used to be. They will say, "Remember when you were small, weak, afraid, but you no longer live there." You cannot shrink back into a shell that no longer fits. The unveiling demands courage. It demands that you walk boldly in your new form, even if others are slow to accept it. Chosen one. Your true self is marked by light. It is marked by authority. It is marked by the ability to stand when others fall, to love when others hate, to endure when others quit. You may not feel flawless, but the unveiling is not about perfection. It is about authenticity. Heaven is not asking you to be without scars. It is asking you to be real. And in your authenticity, you will shine brighter than polished masks ever could. Now, let me give you an image. Imagine a diamond pulled from the earth. At first, it is rough, covered in dirt, unrecognizable to the untrained eye. But in the hands of a master, it is cut, shaped, polished, until it reflects light with breathtaking beauty. You are that diamond. What once seemed ordinary is now revealed as extraordinary. The unveiling is heaven's way of holding you to the light and letting your brilliance be seen. This is why the unveiling is not just for you, it is for those who will encounter you. Your light will disrupt darkness. Your words will carry weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres. You are becoming a living testimony that the hidden one can rise, that the overlooked one can shine, that the misunderstood one can carry glory. Chosen one. I want you to seal this truth with a declaration. Type these words in the comments. I rise now. Oh, why this phrase? Because it is more than an affirmation, it is an action. By writing it, you are proclaiming that you will no longer live in the shadows of who you used to be. You are stepping into the light of who you are meant to become. I rise now is a refusal to delay, a refusal to shrink, a refusal to wait for permission. It is your spirit announcing, the unveiling has happened, and I will not hide anymore. When you write it, you remind yourself that the time is now, not tomorrow, not next year, not when others finally understand. Now, this Monday is your threshold, and your declaration is the step across it. Chosen one. Let your heart grasp this truth. Your true self is emerging. The false layers are peeling away, and what is revealed is glorious. You are no longer bound by old names, old wounds, or old fears. You are stepping into authenticity, light, and purpose. This is not a small change, it is a transformation. And once you rise into who you are meant to be, nothing will ever be the same again. Chosen one. This unveiling is not only about seeing yourself clearly, it is about walking forward as a warrior. For too long, you doubted your strength, questioned your courage, and underestimated your resilience. But this Monday, heaven hands you new armor. You do not walk as the wounded anymore. You walk as a warrior clothed in light. A warrior is not someone who has never been hurt. A warrior is someone who has been hurt, but still chooses to rise. You have scars. Yes, but scars are proof that the wound did not win. Every bruise, every tear, every heartbreak has now become part of your armor. You are not fragile, you are fortified. As David declared in the Psalms, chapter 18, verse 39, you armed me with strength for battle. You humbled my adversaries before me. Chosen one, that is your reality. You are armed for the battle ahead. You may not carry a sword in your hand, but your words are sharper than steel. You may not wear metal armor, but your faith is stronger than iron. You may not ride into battle on a horse, but everywhere you step, darkness trembles. Picture this, a torch carried through a valley at night. Around it, shadows scatter because light cannot be ignored. That is what happens when you step forward as a warrior. Your very presence disrupts the plans of darkness. You do not need to shout. Your light does the speaking. Or imagine a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. The storm rages. The winds howl. But the lighthouse does not move. Instead, its beam pierces the night, guiding ships safely to shore. That is who you are now. The waves of opposition may still rise, but you no longer fear them. You shine through them. You are the steady presence others will look to when their storms feel overwhelming. Chosen one. Being a warrior does not mean fighting endlessly in your own strength. It means recognizing that the one who called you has already equipped you. Your resilience is not accidental, it is divine preparation. Every past battle was training. Every season of silence was conditioning. Every trial was sharpening your edge. And now, as you step forward, you are not ill-prepared, you are fully armed. I want you to hear this in your spirit. You are feared by darkness. That is why the opposition was fierce. That is why the attacks were relentless. Darkness has seen your potential, even before you did. But now, as you recognize it yourself, the power shifts. You no longer fight blindly, you fight with awareness, with clarity, with authority, and beloved. If this word is touching your spirit, I want you to pause and do something simple yet powerful, like this message, not just as a click, but as a way of saying, yes, I receive my armor. I step into my role as a warrior. Share it, not just as a post, but as a light you hand to another soul who may still be walking in darkness. And subscribe not as a habit, but as a way to remain connected to these reminders, these truths that keep your spirit strong and your armor polished. Think of it like this: a fire that burns alone will eventually flicker out, but fires that stay connected ignite each other, growing brighter, spreading warmth further. That is why staying linked, Staying reminded is so vital. When you return to words like these, you are stoking your inner fire, keeping the warrior within you alive and burning strong. Chosen one, lift your head, walk with courage, step forward knowing you are no longer the hidden, unsure soul you once were. You are the warrior chosen for this hour. Your light is not accidental, it is strategic. Your endurance is not random, it is purposeful. Your scars are not shame, they are strength. This Monday, walk boldly into your battles, not with fear, but with the confidence that you were born for them. The unveiling continues, and what is revealed is not fragile, it is fearless. You are armed. You are anointed. You are chosen. And nothing, no force, no darkness, no storm, can undo what heaven has established in you. Chosen one, the warrior within you has awakened. Now, walk in that strength. Chosen one, destiny is not an accident. It is a door. And this Monday, you stand before one that is unlocking at last. For years you have knocked. For years you have waited. For years you have wondered if the hinges were rusted shut. But heaven whispers now, the time of delay is over. The doors tied to your calling are opening, and no hand of man can close what God has decreed to open. Understand this. Destiny doors do not swing wide for everyone at once. They respond to the weight of preparation, the refinement of patience, the proof of endurance. You have carried all three. That is why this moment feels different, because it is different. The training has led to unlocking, and the path ahead will reveal opportunities you once thought were out of reach. We are reminded through the words of Jesus in the Gospel of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. Chosen one. Breathe this truth in. The open door before you is not earned by perfection, but by perseverance. Heaven acknowledges the seasons when you had little strength, when your arms trembled and your knees felt weak. And yet you held on. That endurance has unlocked what persistence alone could not. Think of destiny like a lock and key. The lock seems unmovable, sealed tight, but every trial you endured carved the shape of your key. Every battle etched a line. Every tear marked an edge. Every triumph carved another groove. And now, the key that was being shaped all along fits perfectly into the lock. That is why the door opens for you this Monday. It recognizes your key. Chosen one. Do not mistake the opening of destiny doors for chance. These are not random breaks or lucky coincidences. They are divine alignments. People will call it favor, but you will know it is more than that. It is the fulfillment of time, the meeting of preparation with opportunity. And remember this, not every door is for you. Some doors that look golden are distractions, imitations designed to pull you off your true path. That is why discernment is vital in this season. When a door opens, ask, does this align with the unveiling of my true self? Does this door require me to shrink? Or does it allow me to rise? The right door will never demand you to become less than who heaven has called you to be. Picture a hallway lined with doors. Some are locked. Some swing open easily, but lead to empty rooms, while one leads to a chamber filled with light, treasure, and purpose. That one is the door of destiny. It may have taken longer to reach, but it is the one worth waiting for. Chosen one. This Monday, you are standing before that very door. When it opens, do not hesitate. Walk through with courage. Even if your steps feel unsure, do not second-guess the timing, for heaven does not make mistakes. The door before you has been waiting, prepared for you as much as you have been prepared for it. Chosen one. Recognize, too, that the door is not just for you. When you walk through it, others will follow. The opportunities ahead are not only about your advancement, they are about your impact. Your rise will create ripples. Your breakthrough will open space for others. That is the power of a chosen one. When you move forward, you carry others with you into freedom. You may not see every detail yet, but trust this, the unlocking has begun. The sound of hinges moving, the sight of a pathway clearing, the rush of fresh air as the door swings wide. These are the signs that destiny is no longer waiting. It is inviting. Chosen one. Let peace settle in your spirit. You no longer have to force doors open. You no longer have to bang on gates that refuse to budge. The right door responds not to force, but to timing. And this Monday marks that timing. You have knocked long enough. Now, you will hear the sound of unlocking. You have waited long enough. Now you will see the door swing wide. And as you walk through, you will realize the delay was not denial, it was preparation. Chosen one. The unveiling continues, and with it, the path of destiny opens. Step forward, for the doors are unlocking, and nothing, no man, no enemy, no circumstance can shut them again. Chosen one. There comes a moment in every journey when the old version of yourself must be left behind. You cannot carry both the ashes of yesterday and the crown of tomorrow. This Monday is that moment. The person you once were, the one who doubted, the one who apologized for shining, the one who carried shame like a shadow, that version is being buried, and in its place, the true chosen one is rising. Transformation is not cosmetic, it is spiritual. It is not a change of appearance, but of essence. The way you think, the way you walk, the way you speak, all of it shifts because you no longer identify with chains. You no longer bow to lies. You no longer settle for less than what heaven has declared over your life. This Monday is not just another day, it is your resurrection into identity. The Apostle Paul proclaimed in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 17, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone. The new is here." Chosen one. Let this truth pierce through every lingering doubt. The old has gone. The shame has gone. The mistakes that haunted you no longer define you. The whispers that told you you are not enough no longer hold authority. You are not patched up, you are new. Not refurbished, you are reborn. This unveiling is a transformation so complete that even those who knew you before will marvel at who you are becoming. Think of a snake shedding its skin. For a season, the old skin feels tight, restrictive, uncomfortable. The shedding is not easy. It is a process of friction and pressing. But once it is released, the snake moves freely, renewed and unbound. That is your life now. The old skin of doubt, fear, and insecurity has been shed. The unveiling of your true self has begun, and nothing can force you back into what no longer fits, or consider a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. To the outside eye, The cocoon looked lifeless, but inside, transformation was taking place. The struggle to break free was painful, yet necessary. Without the pressing, the wings would never gain strength to fly. Chosen one, your struggle was not wasted. It was building your wings. And now, the unveiling reveals not a prisoner, but a creature destined for flight. But here is what you must understand. Stepping into transformation requires acceptance. You must agree with what heaven says about you. It is not enough to be told you are new. You must believe it. Live it. Walk in it. The moment you accept that the old has gone, you disarm the lies that try to pull you back. Chosen one. This Monday, heaven calls you to declare it boldly. To anchor this transformation in your spirit, type this number in the comments, 555. Why this number? Because it speaks of grace multiplied, of change divinely orchestrated, of transformation that cannot be reversed. When you type 555, you are not just writing digits, you are stamping a seal over your life that says, I step into the new, I bury the old, I rise as who I truly am. Every time your eyes meet that number, let it remind you that the process is complete. You are not returning to the cocoon. You are not slipping back into the old skin. You are walking in your new identity with the confidence of one who has been remade. Chosen one. The transformation is visible not only to you, but to those around you. People will begin to notice the difference. They will see light in your eyes, strength in your words, peace in your presence. Some will ask, what happened to you? And you will smile, knowing the answer. The unveiling has begun. The old me has gone. This Monday is not just a fresh start, it is a new creation. You do not rise halfway, you rise fully. You are no longer carrying brokenness as an identity. You are carrying glory as your mantle. And though the road ahead may still have battles, you now fight from victory, not for it. Chosen one. Breathe this in deeply. The old has gone. The new has come. Your unveiling is here. And the transformation is irreversible. Walk boldly, for you are no longer the same. Chosen one. The unveiling of your true self is never meant to remain hidden within you. What heaven placed in you is not a flame to be kept under glass. It is a fire that spreads. This Monday does not only mark your personal rising, it marks the beginning of your influence, stretching further than you ever imagined. You are not being transformed for your sake alone. You are being prepared to carry light to nations. The prophet Isaiah declared in chapter 49, verse 6, I will also make you a light for the nations, that my salvation may reach to the ends of the earth. Think of a candle lit in a dark room, alone. It seems small, yet it changes the entire atmosphere. Now imagine that same flame passed from candle to candle until the room glows with brilliance. That is the power of your unveiling, your single act of courage, your choice to walk in truth. Your light shining authentically, it will ignite others, until what began in silence becomes a chorus of transformation. Carrying light to nations does not always mean standing on great stages or speaking to multitudes. Sometimes it is a single word that heals a broken heart. Sometimes it is the quiet consistency of faith that inspires someone watching from afar. Sometimes it is the story of survival you share that reaches ears across oceans through ways you may never see. Your influence is not measured by numbers, but by obedience. Each act of light carries eternal weight. Chosen one. Recall the times you felt too small, too insignificant. Those moments were lies whispered by darkness to keep your influence hidden. But the truth is this: your voice matters. Your testimony matters. Your journey carries resonance beyond your imagination. A whisper of truth in your mouth can echo louder than shouts of deception. A single act of faith in your hands can ripple across generations. Consider Joseph, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison. He seemed insignificant, a single man, trapped in silence. Yet his unveiling came in a single moment when Pharaoh called for him. His light of wisdom not only changed Egypt, but preserved nations during famine. Joseph's story reminds us that even seasons of obscurity cannot stop the influence of a chosen one. At the right time, what was hidden is revealed, and the impact is far-reaching. In the same way, you may feel your light is small now, but understand this: heaven does not measure influence the way the world does. Nations are not changed by noise, but by light. And light does not need to shout, it only needs to shine. Chosen one. Carrying light also means carrying responsibility. Nations do not need another imitation of what already exists. They need authenticity. They need your unique voice, your unshakable resilience, your real scars, and your real hope. This is why heaven protected you, why the process was long, why the unveiling is gradual, because what you carry is not cheap. It is weighty. It is holy. It is meant to last. There will be those who misunderstand. Some will doubt that your influence can reach so far. But remember, they doubted the shepherd boy who became king. They doubted the fishermen who became apostles. They doubted the crucified one who rose and shook eternity. Doubt is the language of those who cannot see what heaven has already decreed. But your unveiling is not dependent on their belief. It is sealed by divine appointment. This Monday, carry yourself with the knowledge that your steps are bigger than you. When you walk into a room, you carry more than your own story. You carry the imprint of a nation waiting to be ignited. When you speak truth, you speak into lives you may never meet. When you endure with grace, you model strength for someone far away who is silently watching. Chosen one, your unveiling is not the end. It is the beginning of a larger story. You will find yourself placed in conversations, in opportunities, in spaces where your presence becomes the spark for something greater. And though you may not see the full ripple in your lifetime, heaven smiles, knowing that your light travels farther than you think. So let your light shine without hesitation. Nations do not need perfection. They need realness, hope, courage, and all of that, chosen one, is already within you. The unveiling has prepared you to carry it. Now step forward and let the light inside you touch the ends of the earth. Chosen one, storms are not strangers to you. You have felt the weight of winds, the suddenness of floods, the pressure of seasons that tried to shake the very ground beneath your feet. Yet, look closely, you are still standing. This Monday reveals something powerful about you. You are not fragile. You are not easily broken. You are unshakable. Even when others doubted you, even when voices declared you would not make it, you endured. Like a lighthouse battered by endless waves, you remained standing. Every storm that tested you only revealed the strength within, proving that your foundation was never built on sand, but on unshakable rock. Now, your life itself becomes a testimony. When people see you, they see resilience wrapped in grace. They see one who should have fallen but rose, one who should have broken but became whole. Chosen one. Your unshakable nature is not just survival, it is a living message that light will always outlast darkness. It is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 62, verse 6. Truly, he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. These words are no longer distant promises. They have become the fabric of your life. You once wavered when rejection came. You once bent when burdens pressed heavily. But now, you have discovered the truth of the verse. You are anchored to a fortress that no storm can move. Chosen one. Think of the ocean. Its waves rise and fall, sometimes gentle, sometimes violent. Yet beneath the surface lies a depth untouched by the storm above. That is you. Your surface may feel the tremors of life, but your depth remains steady, anchored in strength, not of this world. Imagine a tree with deep roots. Storms bend its branches. Winds tear at its leaves. Yet the trunk stands firm because its foundation is unseen, rooted deeply into the soil. Your trials have deepened your roots. What once could have toppled you no longer holds the same power. You may sway, but you will not fall. Being unshakable does not mean you feel nothing. It means that what you feel no longer controls you. Pain may touch you, but it cannot define you. Fear may whisper, but it cannot silence you. Doubt may approach, but it cannot dwell within you. This strength is the fruit of everything you have endured. Chosen one. Think of all the moments you thought were your end. Nights when tears blurred your vision. Days when silence echoed louder than words. Hours when your heart carried more than it seemed able to bear. Yet through it all, something in you refused to let go. That something was not just resilience, it was heaven itself holding you steady. Your unshakable nature is not the absence of storms, it is the evidence of survival. Each scar you carry is a marker of endurance. Each lesson learned is a stone in your foundation. You do not stand firm because life has been easy. You stand firm because grace has carried you. Faith has rooted you, and purpose has anchored you. Now, when storms approach, they no longer intimidate you. Instead, they reveal you. They show the world that you are more than a survivor. You are a fortress. You are a mountain unmoved by shifting winds. You are a vessel that remains steady even when the waters rage. Chosen one. This unshakable identity will become your testimony. People will look at you and wonder how you remain steady when everything around you shakes. They will ask how you carry peace when chaos surrounds you, how you hold joy when sorrow lingers, and your life itself will be the answer, because you are anchored, because you are chosen, because you are unshakable. Take this truth to heart. You do not need to prove your strength by avoiding storms. Your strength is proven in standing through them. The unveiling has shown that you cannot be undone by fear, silenced by rejection, or broken by trials. You are more than you once thought you were. You are a fortress built on eternal rock. Chosen one. As this Monday unfolds, carry this revelation with you. The winds may rise, but you will not be moved. The rains may fall, but you will not be washed away. The shadows may gather, but your light will not be extinguished. You are unshakable, not because storms disappear, but because you know the one who carries you through them. Let peace fill you now. You are steady. You are strong. You are chosen. And nothing, no storm, no loss, no fear can take that away. Chosen one. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. Heaven is not raising a scattered handful. It is gathering an army. You may have felt isolated in your battles, as though no one else could understand the weight you carried. But this Monday reveals another truth. You are part of a larger movement across the earth. The chosen ones are awakening, finding each other, standing side by side like a field of torches burning together in the night. The prophet Ezekiel once wrote in chapter 37, verse 10, "So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath entered them. They came to life." Avastarmi, chosen one. That vision is alive again today. What was once scattered, broken, and lifeless is rising as a unified force. You are not simply one flicker of light. You are part of a constellation, a radiant gathering of chosen ones, destined to shift atmospheres and bring transformation wherever they go. Think of embers in a fire. Alone, one ember may fade. But when gathered together, the embers ignite into a roaring flame that cannot be contained. That is what happens when chosen ones find each other. Your light, combined with theirs, becomes a firestorm that darkness cannot withstand. Or imagine choir. A single voice carries beauty. But when joined with others, harmony is created that moves hearts and shakes souls. You are one voice. Yes, but joined with others. Your sound becomes part of a greater symphony that heaven has been composing since the beginning of time. This is why you often felt tension in isolation. The enemy wanted you to believe you were the only one, that you were misunderstood and alone. But that was never the truth. Heaven has always had a remnant, always had those who refused to bow, always had hidden warriors waiting for the right moment to rise. And now, that gathering is unfolding. Chosen one. If these words resonate with you, pause for a moment. Like this message, not as a casual action, but as your way of saying, yes, I am part of this army. I am not alone. Share it. Not because of obligation, but because someone else out there is waiting to realize they are not fighting by themselves either. And subscribe not for the sake of numbers, but so you remain in the rhythm of these reminders, so the flame within you is never left to flicker in isolation. Think of it like carrying a lantern on a dark road. One lantern illuminates your steps, but when others join you with their lanterns, suddenly the road ahead becomes brighter for everyone. That is what happens when chosen ones gather. Your light strengthens mine. My light strengthens yours. And together, we create a path for those still wandering in the dark. This gathering is not about titles, not about fame, not about platforms. It is about unity of spirit, about carrying hope together, about recognizing that heaven has always moved most powerfully when people unite under one purpose. You, chosen one, are part of that unity. Do not underestimate your role, even if your voice feels small. It is needed, even if your light feels dim. It adds to the fire. Even if your journey feels incomplete, your presence is vital. When the chosen ones gather, every part matters. Every voice adds strength. Every flame adds heat. This Monday, lift your eyes beyond your own battles. See yourself as part of the bigger picture. There are others, just like you, who carried hidden weight, who survived silent storms, who are now awakening into the truth of who they are. And when you join them, whether through encouragement, through sharing your story, through standing boldly in your light, you become part of the army that shakes nations. Chosen one, let this truth settle deep. You are not alone. You never were. You were always part of something greater, something rising, something unstoppable. And today, you are invited to step into that reality fully. So I ask you, with sincerity, leave your mark here. Write in the comments, "I stand ready." Let it be more than words. Let it be your declaration that you are willing, available, and aligned with the movement heaven is unfolding. When you do, you are not just typing letters, you are joining voices. You are saying, "I may have felt alone, but I am part of this gathering. I may have walked in silence, but now I rise with others." And every time another chosen one sees it, they will be strengthened too. Chosen one. This is the moment. The gathering has begun. You are part of an unstoppable army. And together, you will carry light that nations cannot ignore. Chosen one. Every crown placed upon a head is more than a symbol. It is a story. It represents the battles fought, the sacrifices endured, the hidden tears, and the silent prayers that no one else saw. Crowns are not given cheaply. They are bestowed upon those who endured faithfully. And now, as this Monday unfolds, heaven reveals the truth. You are crowned not just for a moment, not just for recognition on earth, but for eternity. The Apostle Peter declared in his first letter, chapter 5, verse 4, "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade." Chosen one, let those words rest on your soul. The crowns of this world tarnish, recognition fades, applause dies down, but the crown of glory, the one placed upon the heads of the chosen, will never lose its brilliance. It is eternal, unshakable, untouched by rust, time, or circumstance. That is what you are walking toward. Think of a jewel hidden deep within the earth. It endures pressure for centuries, unseen, uncelebrated, until the moment it is unearthed and revealed for its true worth. That is you. For so long, you were pressed, hidden, and overlooked. But the unveiling reveals what was always true. You are a jewel of eternal value, a bearer of glory that will not fade. This crown is not just a reward, it is a reflection of identity. You are royalty, not because the world crowned you, but because heaven called you so before you ever knew your name. Every sacrifice you made in secret, every act of faith when no one applauded, every moment you chose obedience over convenience, these are the gems set into your crown. Each one shines, telling the story of endurance and devotion. Chosen one. Eternity watches differently than earth. On earth, crowns may go to the loudest, the wealthiest, or the most visible. But in eternity, crowns are given to the faithful, to those who stood when it was hard, to those who carried light when darkness pressed in. That is why you qualify, not because you sought fame, but because you sought truth, not because you chased recognition, but because you chose resilience. Imagine walking into a grand hall where countless crowns rest upon heads shining with light. Each one is unique, reflecting the story of its bearer. Yours too is unique, carrying the evidence of every storm survived, every battle endured, every prayer whispered in faith. When heaven looks upon you, it sees not just a survivor but a crowned one, radiant with eternal honor. This Monday, you are reminded that your crown is already secured. Even when you feel unseen, heaven sees it. Even when others overlook you, heaven recognizes it. Even when you doubt yourself, heaven declares over you, crowned, beloved, chosen. The beauty of this eternal crown is that it cannot be stolen. No betrayal, nor failure, no delay can remove it from you. It is not fragile. It is not conditional. It rests upon you because the one who called you faithful is faithful himself. And when he crowns, no hand can unseat what he has placed. Chosen one, do you realize the depth of this truth? Your struggles have eternal weight. Your endurance carries eternal reward. Every yes you whispered to heaven when it would have been easier to say no was recorded, honored, and sealed into your crown. And while you will see glimpses of this honor on earth, the fullness of it will shine for eternity. Do not despise the sacrifices you made. They were not in vain. They were woven into your crown. Do not regret the tears you shed. They watered seeds of glory that are now bearing eternal fruit. Do not question the silence you endured. It was polishing the crown that now rests on your head. Chosen one, let peace fill your heart. You are crowned not because of perfection, but because of perseverance, not because you never stumbled, but because you kept rising, not because you never doubted, but because you chose to believe anyway. That is the glory of your crown. It tells the story of imperfect endurance wrapped in perfect grace. So, carry yourself with dignity, not arrogance, but quiet confidence. You are not walking toward a crown, you are already crowned. And this Monday, heaven reminds you that what rests upon your head will shine forever, brighter than the stars, stronger than the ages, unshakable through eternity. Chosen one, every unveiling has a final moment, a point where what was hidden is no longer concealed, and the fullness of glory is revealed. This Monday is that moment for you. All the fragments of your journey, the pain, the silence, the endurance, the battles, the small victories have converged into a single truth. You now walk boldly in who you truly are. The unveiling is complete. You may not realize it yet, but the heavens have been watching, waiting for this unveiling. What once looked like ordinary days were sacred steps toward this exact moment. Every unseen prayer, every hidden choice for faith over fear, every act of resilience has built into the fullness of today. Chosen one. This unveiling is not fragile, it is eternal. It cannot be reversed, undone, or stolen. The identity revealed in you is stronger than every storm you faced. You are not a shadow of who you were. You are the radiant embodiment of who you were, always destined to become. The Apostle John wrote in his first letter, chapter 3, verse 2, "Dear friends, now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known, but we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." Chosen one. These words echo like a seal upon your story. You are already God's child. And yet, there is more still unfolding. The unveiling you experience now is not the end of your journey, but the confirmation that you are walking in alignment with what was always true. The more clearly you see Him, the more clearly you see yourself. For years, you looked at yourself through foggy glass defined by opinions, shaped by failures, bent beneath burdens. But now, the fog has lifted. You see yourself as heaven has always seen you, radiant, chosen, beloved, unstoppable. You no longer wear the garments of shame, but the robes of identity. You no longer hide in the shadows, but walk boldly in light. Think of a sunrise breaking over the horizon. For hours, darkness reigns, but in a single moment, the light pierces the sky, and what was hidden in shadow is revealed. That sunrise is you. This Monday, the dawn has broken, and your true self stands revealed for all to see. Or picture a sculptor's masterpiece. For months, it remains hidden under cloth, shielded from public eyes. Then the covering is removed, and the work of art stands in its fullness, breathtaking and undeniable. That is the unveiling of your life. You are no longer in process alone. You are revealed, complete, and glorious in the eyes of heaven. Chosen one. The unveiling does not mean you will never face trials again, but it does mean you face them differently. You fight from identity, not for it. You move with confidence, not insecurity. You live from victory, not desperation. You know who you are now, and that knowledge changes everything. What you are stepping into is not temporary, it is eternal. The unveiling is not a fleeting moment of inspiration. It is a shift in identity that will carry you through the rest of your days. From this Monday forward, you will not see yourself as small. You will not bow to fear. You will not question your worth. You will walk with the unshakable confidence of one who knows they are chosen. And beyond yourself, your unveiling becomes a beacon for others. Those still trapped in silence will see your boldness and be stirred to rise. Those still buried under ashes will look at your crown and dare to believe their own is waiting. Those still hidden in cocoons will watch your wings unfold and realize that transformation is possible for them too. You are proof that the unveiling is real, and your life will testify long after your words are spoken. Chosen one, let this Monday be etched in your spirit as the day the unveiling became complete. Do not diminish it. Do not apologize for it. Do not hide it. You are not the person you used to be. You are the chosen one, revealed in glory, walking in authority, shining in identity. This is who you truly are. This is exactly who you will become. And now, heaven smiles as you take your first steps into the fullness of your unveiling, bold, radiant, unstoppable, eternal, chosen one. Pause here with me. You have walked through every stage of this unveiling through pain, silence, storms, scars, crowns, and glory until now, where you stand in the fullness of who you are. What you carry is not just encouragement for today. It is truth that will echo through every tomorrow. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of walking boldly in your revealed identity. The unveiling is complete, but the living out of it continues with every choice you make, every step you take, every word you speak. The world needs to see the real you shining. Steady, chosen. And if these words have touched your heart, let them not stop with you. Like this message, not as a routine click, but as a way of saying, yes, I receive my identity and I walk in it. Share it, so that someone else who feels forgotten, hidden, or weary can rise with you. Subscribing is not about numbers, it is about staying anchored, returning again and again to reminders that keep your spirit alive, steady and burning bright. Chosen one, I ask you also to leave your voice here. Comment below, not with many words, but with a declaration that says, I walk unveiled. Let it be more than text. It is your agreement, your seal, your prophetic act that heaven sees and honors. Carry this truth with you. You are not forgotten, not ordinary, not replaceable. You are chosen, crowned, unshakable, radiant. And from this moment forward, your unveiling is no longer hidden. It shines for the world to see. This is not just a word, it is your new beginning. Walk boldly. Chosen one.